Hello and welcome everybody. I've no idea if it's working or not at the moment. My phone is playing up a little bit. Decided to go through updates. So it has, which is a little bit of a pain. I'll try to stop them so we can actually get ready for this. It's like one to another. I wish you just cancel updates so you. Nope. Facebook's going now. What is this? It's like it's gone. Oh, let's do all those updates now. He actually wants to do something. Facebook Messenger. Here we go. Bit of a different opening. Oh, another one. What's this? Twitter. Oh man, it's going horribly wrong. Right, go away. Right, nothing else needs updating. Brilliant. Right, okay, we are back. Now for our race. So watch Kip as he's beginning out in this qualifying session. Right, through the first turn now. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix, round 11 I believe it is now. Amazing we've made it through this many races. Down the second sort of straight. Come into the first, third left-hander even, sorry. Again another boxy one. Into again another, oh, and Zed takes us retired from the session. I wonder where that is. That's not good for him. Difficult track to get right, and that is unfortunate that he's made the mistake there. It's always better to have a lap in. As you can probably see in the top right, we're actually short a few people today. A lot of people are out and about, as they'd say. So we just don't have the people today here to do this first. The Z-Tex actually crashed at the top of the hill section. That's a bit of a weird place. So he's gone up through the castle and then has crashed, which is a bit strange. It must be said. Now coming down towards the finally, that was a nice camera angle. Not often I say that about this game, let's be honest. Now into what is basically the final corner. Now it's just full throttle, keeping it out of the walls. Be very interesting in next year's game to see what will happen, because it's going to be a lot faster. He actually gets a bit of slipstream there from the Mercedes ahead. That'll help him out considerably. Oh, okay, or maybe not. He goes P4 currently on this. Let's fill out on track at the moment. Just going for the first sector. That doesn't look like a great lap from him. Oh, and Olbeck's lost his front wing. That's not good. V-Gun, he's coming down. And he's lagging a little bit there as he now goes across the line to go P8. Z-Tex got taken out, it looks like. What happened there, bud? It's a bit of an unusual one. Was it on top of the castle section, like I thought? And Jeppo, I think he's going slowly. What's that? Let's ride on board. I don't know, but he's staying out of the line. Enigma, DNTX Rage, and Wombo at the moment are our top few. Are they 52 and 55? Oh no, they are actually both the normal drivers. Nice. Alright, okay. Unlucky. My friend, that is unfortunate. In qualifying, let's see. It's just a little up from him as well. Ian in P15, he's going to be wanting to improve on whatever time he's done there, because that's not great for him. He goes now towards the line to go P1, wow! That was a good job we checked then. So the Hasses, I believe, are 1-2 currently. I know. Oh, contact from Vioxic, that's not good. He keeps his car though. Phil gone into P3, Wombo. Oh dear. Wombo stays P4 for now. Kip coming into the pits. And Jeffo still going very slow. V6. Also looking like he's going quite slow. Yarmolenko. He's backed out of that one, it looks like. Salah. Got the start of his lap. Vioxic. Not been a great lap as we saw from him. getting a little bit of touch on, and now he's dropped off the pace there quite considerably. Crystal Catcher, he's also on a bit of a lap. Currently sitting in P16. I'll be wanting to improve on that. Braking now, getting the corner. Now headed towards the obviously almost final corner, but not called the final corner, if you know what I mean. I'm flicking it through the alleged 2 corners that you don't have to brake for. And now he just keeps it planted. Let's see what he's trying to do. Just send it down as fast as he can. He's a bit more oomph in that 8th gear, it looks like, almost. And actually that was just him coming onto a qualifying lap, actually, which is a bit of a shame. But we'll stay on board with him now. Oh, guess that car turned in. It looked like he almost braked too early, but it just went in exactly where he wanted it to. We're braking down now to 3rd gear. Getting the car turned in very nicely. 3rd gear again through that corner. Carrying the speed nicely. Turned in. Turned it again. Don't let it run wide. Now squeeze on the power into this hairpin. Then brake in. Hit the first one. Sometimes it's better to try even miss the first one and get a good run into this one, so you've really got it going. Sort of want to cut that corner. And he's taking that very timidly. Almost did a Lewis Hamilton there, but on the other board. Now through the fast left, which is actually a very nice piece of circuit. Yarmolenko's left the session. Wonder why that is. Again, over the curve nicely. That was actually quite nice on the curb. Now into the final corner, touching the apex and driving out quite nicely, actually. And now he holds down the throttle and he's going to go all the way down to the line. Through the left, through the right. Now he just needs to sit, get out a cup of coffee, and try not to fall asleep. Let's see now as he's going down towards, it's going to be a 1:41.2, putting him P4, which is a big improvement to where he was, let's be honest. Ian's still in P1 currently. Let's have a look for him, see if we can find him. It's Phil at the moment, who's not on a quick lap yet. Enigma is on a quick lap, and Gimp, who's currently last, is on a good lap as well, it looks like. And I doubt Gimp will be wanting to stay in last place for very long. I doubt he will, as he's on a lap. And I haven't said a lap yet, so therefore we can, he will be for sure to beat me, no matter what. But I'm sure he'll do better than that. Let's have a look. P3 he goes. P2's Enigma. Aiden, he's on a flying lap, comes down to go P13. V6, also on a lap. And Ulbex, he's crashed in an awkward position, trying to let the cars go, and now he finds some space to leave. Jeppo just comes across the line to start a flying lap. Kip's on an out lap. Wombo's on an out lap. And Crystal, he looks like he's on a flying lap as well. Gimp's round again, possibly on an in lap. See Enigma, he's on a flying lap. Let's see him down the fast back straight, the final sector of full throttle. Currently sitting in P2, only 1 place behind his teammate. Oh, and in case you're wondering, championship leader Milik is not here today, but at the moment the focus is to Enigma, who overtakes his teammate and goes P1. He's currently starting an outlap. Yarmolenko's back now. He will still have time to do a qualifying lap, which is quite nice. Gimp, he's also trying to do some faster laps. Still on an outlap. A lot of people coming in for in laps now. It's a slow lap from Wombo. I don't know if it was an outlap or not, to be fair. Oh, Jeppo's had a spin. That is unfortunately, and Ulbeck once again trying to get out of people's way. So look, Gimp now coming towards the line. I couldn't find him for a second. Oh, he's gone into the pits. Never mind, that was a bit boring, wasn't it? That was... We all feel like we've been scammed out of something. Wombo in P6 currently, that's pretty good for him. And the NTX Rage in P7. One more actually on the soft tyres as well. Wow. Don't know if that's just the tyres he's on it currently. Vioxic now, he's coming down for a flying lap. He does normally like this track, and his first lap wasn't the best, so let's see if he's going to improve. We presume he would, and we'd hope he would. Now going down towards the line, he goes P8 currently. That's not great for him. I thought he'd be a lot quicker. Aiden's left, joined. I didn't even realise he left. The TX Rage trying to get out of the way of Wombo ahead of him. Looks like now Ian's on the world's longest outlap. So Phil, he was setting up his lap. Now we'll go to the ovary angle for his lap. I think, why not? Done a bit on board. We'll have a look on the outside. Down braking towards the first corner. Gets that car turned in nicely. Now for the second corner, the crowds cheering. Down the back straight, DRS wide open. Now preparing for this next corner. Comes along a lot quicker than it does feel on this anyway. Now to corner 4 again, another right-hander. Get the nose turned in and then squeeze on the throttle. Very easy to make be a bit greedy on those. But not Phil today. Ross Boss has joined and he's absolutely murdered that corner. Now going now towards the castle section. Over to the right, cutting through to the left and making it very nice actually. And then now down the very nice section of track. A couple of dink left-handers, then over to the right, and then a hard left. Now down the hill towards the braking zone, brakes, gets the car turned in and goes. Now down towards the finish line he goes, down the long straight. He does a 1:40.6, goes P2. Ian actually has done a faster lap as well, and he's gone P1. I swear that his lap time was even further. So Enigma in P3 currently. He's on an outlap, I presume. Ulbeck's retired from the session. Oh dear, I wonder what that's for. Is that his card there? That's bizarre if so. Is there anybody coming? Yeah. Let's ride on board with him then. On V6 gun and see if that's his car on the left. If so, that's a very interesting place to crash. I think his car's disappeared now. Well, that is a shame. Let's have a quick look over at the timing screen so far. Oh wow, it's actually very close. Between our top 3, that is ridiculously close. It's going to be an absolute slipstream fest this race. Jeppo currently on the lap. It's not changing up. Oh no. Gimp in P6. The NTX Rage just got up to... Oh! Enigma, big spin! He gets caught up on the curb now. He's in a very awkward position. He's going to try to get out of the way. Damages his wing in process. And that's ruined his qualifying session. Phil's backing off because he's got one more lap to do. Ian, he's starting his final lap. Gimp's coming now to the near the end of his. And down now he's thinking how well he's done. There's not many choices he can do as I've been tabbed out. What is this? That is a joke. Okay, we're back and oh, Gimp's in the wall. Oh dear. That's not good. So my computer's started to do that a few times now. It's just tabbed out randomly due to this new Windows update. If anybody does have any ideas of why it's doing that, it's only started doing it, like it says, since this recent Windows update. I've been trying to put it off for as long as possible, and then all of a sudden it's just gone and happened. Which does suck a little bit, it must be said, so we'll change our focus for now. I think this lap's ruined. Will he get time to go round and do another one, I wonder? Not Phil's in the best place really to do this. Yep, Ian's retired from the session. Yet Copper's retired from the session as well. Chip as well. Hit thirdly even. Now going down into third gear. Better in that corner. He's run out of fuel, oh dear! He has ran out of fuel on a qualifying lap, oh Phil! What a shame that is. Gimp's now the only man who could really challenge for it. Now let's see, coming down the back straight, opening DRS as early as possible. And now holding the throttle down, trying to make it as straight as possible. He goes P1! Gimp takes it! Phil cannot manage his fuel. And Gimp comes in and swoops it. V6 might be the only other person on track. It's Yarmolenko, Jeppo, and himself. Though none of these are ones. V6 actually retires there. That was a bit of a. Don't know why he's done that on his final straight. He must have been down by quite a bit. Jeppo in P15 and Yarmolenko in P11. Well, actually, almost bizarrely, one of the better places to be. I'd rather be in P11 than P10. So it might be worth staying that. As I think he's run out of fuel as well. Oh no! People are not managing their fuel right here. I have no idea what this is. That's 2 cars now we've seen that have run out of fuel on the final lap. On the flying lap even. Coming down towards the back straight. That is very bizarre. As Jeppo goes P10. Wow! What a lap from him. On soft tyres as well. Very impressive. And he'll be starting on those softs. And we'll probably go to mediums then during the race. And we'll see as Yarmolenko, he's going to come down. He's not giving up on this qualifying lap. Is he going to open DRS? He does. He'll have a bit of a speed boost now. 79 miles an hour. He's going into the pits. He's going to have to retire in a minute. Which is it would have been at least a little bit more honourable to go and cross the line. But hey ho, what can you do? What can you do? So, our grid when Yarmolenko decides he's given enough and retires. As you can see, all the happy Azerbaijani people cheering for a qualifying session. And here are our results. Gimp from Ian, from Phil, from Enigma, from DNTX Rage, from Vioxic, from Crystal Catcher, from Wombo, from Kip, from Jeppo, from V6 Gun, from Yarmolenko, from Jits Copper, from Aiden, from Stella, from Ulbeck, from Zed Takes, from myself. 17-man grid, as I said earlier. I will go now to do what we normally do and leave the session while I replenish my drink. We shall be back very shortly for the race of the Azerbaijani Grand Prix. Hello everybody and welcome back once again. I hope you haven't gone anywhere, because I certainly have. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't. So we now go to join the Azerbaijani Grand Prix at the Baku Street Circuit. And Street Boy is in. Hello Street Boy, how are you, my friend? Feels like a long time. Street Boy has obviously abandoned us and joined iRacing, which is a little bit of a shame. When are you coming to iRacing? When I can be rich, I guess. It is raining currently, which is a little bit interesting. Intermediate tyres. I did have a. It's too long. Oh dear. It is raining currently, if you can't see, and it looks like it's going to rain for a little bit at the start of the race and then dry up, which should be interesting. And let's hope it's very interesting. Oh, ah, brilliant! Oh, brilliant. He's crashed warming up his tyres. Oh dear, luckily you don't get any damage. I was wondering whether Renault and the Ascot themselves do. Hang on, I'm giving myself a little bit of burp. How rude of me. And they've both collided there through the final corner, really. I suppose now they are sort of corners where you actually have to slow down. This is going to be interesting, I wonder. I think somebody will make a mistake there trying to do it a bit too hot. But yet now we're just waiting for whoever's still alive to... Is he actually racing? Okay, apparently he is, right. Didn't think he could, but we'll see how that goes. So, yep, you two, Street, we'll see you in a bit. I hope, my friend. Oh, what sort of... Apparently Aiden's P1. Let's watch this and see what happens. As they all get underway into the first corner, it looks like the main part of the start has all stayed fairly even. So we now try and get our way back up to the grid if we can. Phil in P4, but it's still going. Oh, bit of contact there on the inside. Looks like Gimp's had a nice start away. It's Ian in P2. Gimp looking like Phil looking like he could look to the inside. There's a lot of carnage going on there. There's a lot of wide by wide. Oh, as a Red Bull spinning. Like I said, I just saw about 2 cars pull into the inside, and that was bound to be hectic. Oh, talking about hectic, see some moves going on there for P7. That feels a lot close for P7, I'll be honest. Whereabouts are we? Phil in P2 now coming into this right-handed corner. Ian in P2 as well. I was hoping we can keep this one fairly safe for this first sector. Looks a bit further back because I feel like that's where going to be the main enjoyment of this corner is going to happen, if you can call it that. So I think everybody gets through fairly safely. Whoa! What happened there? That was Yarmolenko lagging into a wall. That was very strange. So we'll now shoot back down towards the front of the grid. DNTX Rage has actually got in front of Enigma. Oh, and it looks like there Ian has run very wide. Oh no, this is going horribly wrong. He's got a bit of a jump. Ian currently in P2, but he did have a bad start, and now Phil's going to get that almighty slipstream and go to the inside line, and now he has been released as Phil's teammate Enigma in behind. Looks like he's going to go for the move as well. And now he goes for it up the inside. Enigma gets a position for P4. Phil gets P2. And Ian has to slot into P3 for now. but he's still there or thereabouts. He could have a slipstream dive into this next corner. Well, only time will tell, but he does look like it had a bad exit. If anything, it looks like the NTX Rage is closer to his teammate than he is to the back of that Renault car, but the NTX Rage calls the dogs off for now. So it's a bit of a battle for the in the McLaren camp. It's Vioxic from Crystal Catcher currently. And Wombo is holding off Kip, who is the new Ferrari driver, and Olbeck is the guardian of the points. Z-Tax is actually quite a long way off, and then this Rosbos guy, who I've got no idea how he got in to the session. And he's made contact with Z-Tax. That's going to be very interesting. I didn't even realise, like, I thought you had to. I know it's friends only, but I thought it was only friends, my friends only. Actually, it wasn't me who created it, was it? I don't know how it works then. We'll have to have a look at that, because we do that in case you do lose connection, and a lot of people do. So it's going to be interesting. We'll have to see where this Rosbos guy came from and work it out from there. But I do apologise for that, Z-Takes. Nothing to do with you. We live and learn as Phil has caught up to Gimp in remarkably quick fashion. It's ridiculous how quickly he caught up to him. He was about a second and a bit ahead at the time. Let's see now as he's in the slipstream. No DRS, of course, as it's raining, and we're not even on lap 2 yet. He's not quite close enough. When it goes to that camera, it does seem to freeze a little bit, which is a bit bizarre. And Ian does seem to be struggling in this wet weather conditions. Might be a bit of Haas team. Oh, Haas team play. Enigma goes into the wall. Has he got damage? Can't tell, but he's lost a lot of time. I'll tell you that much for sure. So good, starting to spread out a little bit. Wombo looking to the edge of the Crystal Catcher. No room there as of yet. Kip and P9 has fallen off a bit, and Olbeck still the guardian of the points. So shoot back up to Phil. He's still looking fairly menacing, actually. Sort of in that position where a mistake will be very, very costly. Oh! Oh, for a second I thought he tapped it. As well as his wheel moving as he goes past the little bump in it. See, now he's definitely going to have a chance into the first corner here. Oh, especially if Gimbers exits like that. A big fishtailing moment. Gimp really does seem to be... Oh, Gibbs in the wall somehow. He's got caught on the curb. And now Phil's going to have definitely a great chance. It's killed his momentum, as you can see. He might be able to bob back into the slipstream fairly quickly. Sal's retired from the session. He's actually still side by side. Is Gimp. So it's going to be a move into the first corner as Ian says the fastest lap of the race. And Gimp's going to hold it. Is he? They leave the room. Very clean driving from these pair. Still side by side. Coming into corner 2. Gibbs got the inside line for definite this time, but a cutback is definitely doable for Phil here. And does this bring in the Haas F1 car behind? Phil now gaining in the slipstream, especially with that exit as well. Getting a little bit more power down, but he's got the inside line there, but there's no room yet, but it pushes him out wide slightly. And again, the Haas is still there just in case to pick up the dirt if needed. And now they go free wide, and it looks like almost... Oh, he has a bad exit, but Ian not quite close enough to capitalise on that mistake. So 3 cars very close together. My voice is almost going already, and we're running on lap 4. Into the stadium into the castle section, I'm able to recover a little bit, but I've got a feeling this is going to be a long one. Interestingly, Gimp actually pulled out a little bit on this lap. But as I'm sure they'll all sort of converge now. Oh, Gimp's really bad out of that corner. Every single time. And yet Copper's left the session. How unfortunate. And didn't see him retire. So I'm not sure what that's all about. We'll have a look now. He's not as close as he normally is, Phil, but he's got an absolute amazing drive through there. He does look like he has the speed on him. But again, now pulling to the outside. Let's have a look on from Ian's point of view if we can. The camera angle changes. Once again, Gibbs on the inside. Oh, we've went the wrong way to Enigma. Phil in P1 at the moment, but again, Gimp on the inside there. Gibbs going to try and hold it. Oh, and he's held him up! And Ian is now in with a shout here of moving himself into P2. He's on the inside, he's boxed him in, but looks like he's just... And Aiden's retired from the session as well. He didn't quite get the drive out of there, did Ian? And stays P3. So a little bit of contact he had with him has slowed him down. I wonder if he get a bit of wing damage from that as well. Aiden's retired from the session, so he might be joining us in the commentary box any minute shortly as now. Oh, just the camera angle that made it look a bit funny there is... Actually, it looks like it's pressurized him a little bit. And this is going to be an interesting place for a move. And Phil does it to this hairpin. Not quite, but very close. Maybe if it was dry, we would see a different chance, maybe. Try to go up there, but for now it stays Gimp 1, Phil 2, Ian 3. Oh, a bit of a slide there from the Renault. And while these two are battling, it does Enigma's sort of slowly catching up. Let's see, will Gimp make the same sort of mistake in the wet here that he has done? Ian's basically pushing him through that section into the braking zone, but loses out as he's trying to be a bit more cautious not to go into the back of him. Once again, Phil in with a shout down this back straight. He closes up where it counts, and Ian's a little bit further behind now due to being just so close to Phil. Having to back out, he's actually got very close to the wall there. So this might be good for him, actually able to reset it a little bit. But now they go side by side once again. Gimp to the inside as he always likes it, and he's actually held it this time by a car whip. So he dives back into the braking zone, says, "No, you're not taking that line, mate." And once again, braking very close between these two drivers as they try to squirm off here without losing too much time. Phil in P2, he's not going to have a move into the third corner. And Ian now is going to have to hope they squabble a bit more so we can get back in touch. He is in touch, but not overtaking at the moment. As you can see now, they are actually... We need to have a little bit of... Damn, a crash down the street where Rick also did in qualifying. Ah, right, okay, that is unfortunate, Kip. What a shame, my friend. What a shame, but you can now enjoy this this header at the stop of the race for P1. Haven't even looked to see what happened down there. Down near the bottom. We've also got to think about it changing to dry weather condition as well. Or someone will be able to make a jump onto there to really change this up. And again, Gimp on the curb, getting a bit squirmish, and it does just give Phil the opportunity. And that in turn slows them both up and gives the Haas an opportunity to close up a little bit. And now let's have a look. So you can see him gaining. And which side is he going to go to this time? He's going to go to neither side. He's sort of just terminal velocity, it looks like there. And just isn't able to get past. Wow, that is bizarre. It does look like now the game's actually realise you can't go over a certain speed limit. Even with slipstream, that is interesting. They sort of just hit as quick as they can go, and then it's just like no more. This is very interesting. Phil stays P2 currently. And Ian stays P3. How long until the track dries? We don't know. Oh no! Ian! In the wall! Oh no, it ruins the freeway battle we had going there. He's spun in the castle section and is now going full reverse mode. And I feel like this has to bring out a safety car of some description now, surely. Got a stationary car in the castle section. He's trying to do a 10-point turn. Oh no! Ian, I was just going quiet, trying to regather myself, and in P9, no safety car or anything called out, bizarrely. But oh no! It moves his teammate Enigma into P3, but now it's a two-way battle for the lead. Just getting a little bit too unfocused there almost. Phil once again in the slipstream, but just can't gain. He's just trying to go straight and gain. It sounds like there's a car literally where my camera is as well, but I can never see it. As they go Williams and Renault. One by each, trying to find a place to make the move. It's going to be difficult here. Down the straight, it looks like he's running almost less wing. Really isn't getting the benefit of slipstream there at all. Oh no, what a shame. So even though Z-Tykes is in P11, he is, in theory, still within the points due to this Rospo guy who I've got no idea how he's joined. I have a feeling he might be the guy who started the season and then left. So if so, then we'll have to have words with him and see, because we can't be having that. Let's see, Crystal Catcher in P6 currently. He's trying to hold off the Toro Rosso of Wombo. He's trying to hold off the unscorable points man of Rospo. Even if he finishes this race and wants to rejoin, he won't be scoring any points. As did not let me know that he was wanted to race and just joined on himself. But Gimp not getting the best of exits, and he looks as close as he's going to get, if ever, Phil. He's going to try profit on this time. He has, he's got side by side already. Side by side now, as we can see. It's as close as you want. Now, raffling into the first corner. Gimp retakes the lead, actually, bizarrely. And just before the braking zone, it's going to leave him the outside room. And Phil's going to take it. But I think he's got the position now. He has. Locked down. And Wombo's been behind Crystal since lap 1, apparently, according to Kib. Apologise for not noticing that. And once again, can't make a move, stick in this area. We'll have to wait and see what the plan with that one is. Supposed to in for some tyres. Crystal Catcher and Wombo have swap places. It's Wombo in P6 and Crystal Catcher in P7, but for how much longer? He's probably done it on the straight, and now Crystal Catcher's saying no, not right now. Oh, but Wombo keeps it. Oh, and Crystal Catcher's round. He's tapped the corner of his little rear tyre. So easy to do. And just slams into the back. And for some reason, the back of these cars are indestructible. So it's fine. And he keeps P7 for the now. V-Gun's quite a ways behind. And Ian even further. How long until this track looks dry? I wonder. Can't be that much longer now. Oh, once again, Phil running. Oh, he's lost it completely there. Oh no, what's happened? Is it time for drives, I wonder? Oh dear, Gimp's lost the lead. Told you he was looking a little bit dodgy through that corner, and he just seemed to get like a second snap. And lost it. I wonder now, will he dive into the pits for dry set of tyres? Let's see. There's one way to find out. He's lost a lot of time. And does not jump into the tyre for dry tyres. Neither does anyone, it seems. As I've got the hiccups from all the screaming. This is terrible. Oh dear. Ooh, Jeppo running a little boy. At the moment, trying to find a good battle is the height of our issues. We're back to the front again. Oh dear. Fair enough, Kip. Like I said, if you didn't watch the Canadian Grand Prix, or are watching it later and don't know what Kip's on about, he's mentioning that in the Canadian Grand Prix it looked dry, so everybody swapped to dry tyres and it was still wet. So he thinks nobody really wants to risk it because of that reason, which is a fair reason, let's be fair. Can again get very close to that wall. Now that he has got the lead, he does look a lot quicker, so he does. His race setup is quite much faster. If that is even a word, quite a much faster. Vioxic, I think, has slowly been catching Don't Rage as well. Almost about 1.5 seconds the gap currently. So it's going to be interesting to see will they catch each other at some point. Is that Vioxic making a dive into the pit? It is. Is it a gamble? Is it a risk? Yes, it is. Is it going to work out for him? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's see what tyres he's going to put on. There's a couple of other cars in as well. Is that a Toro, a Haas car of Enigma? He goes onto the soft tyres. So look. Oh, and Gimp's in the pits as well. I didn't spot it. Gimp's gone into the pits and put on the soft tyres as well as Phil in the lead of this race. Why do I have to be such a big... It's like I panic because Phil's back once getting yellow front wings. And then, because I panic, keep making mistakes. Then I panic more, so my mistakes get bigger. And he was faster than both on wets. There's a shame. It was looking like it was going to be a great fight. So who's assumed the lead? For now, it's the NTX Rage who hasn't dived into the pits. It was looking like it was about to turn dry. So we'll have to see how that one turns out. I didn't think the front two actually did dive into the pits, but apparently they did. So, no huge shake-up it's going to be. Enigma P4 still. Vioxic and P5 might... Oh no! What a crash that was! Holy smokes! He clips the inside of the barrier, and then it looks like he sort of lags over to the other one and touches that as well. And Vioxic is now doing a twisty. He's retired from the session, and that is Vioxic's race over. Oh no, what a shame. And Ulbeck as well. And that's a shame as well, because I think he was doing alright. We're down to 12 runners. Wowee, this race has been a toll. Actually, I apologise, 13 runners. So yes, Copper left the session, but his car's still roaming around. I think that might be the case. So in theory, only 12 runners. Oh, hang on, Gibson the lead. What's happened here? Where's Phil? Phil's in P11. What's happened? What's happened to Phil? Did anybody catch that who's in the chat at the moment? I presume he had to pit again, but for what? What a race this is turning out to be. It's a bit of a crazy one, it must be said. Phil's back in the lead now. I'm even more confused. Yeah, that is very bizarre. It must be a bug. Yeah, Phil getting us excited there for something. As we've got all the drivers who have retired from this race now going on about something. Yeah, Vioxic, I might have seen that. And that might have been an unfortunate incident. Yeah, I saw. Look on the bright side. Next race is Russia. So Phil is your race leader from Gimp, who looks like he's holding the gap but not gaining on it. Enigma in P3 quite a ways behind, and DNTX Rage quite a ways behind him as he pitted onto the wrong tyres. And Vioxic probably would have got him in P4, but unfortunately had an incident. Wumbo in P5 a long way behind him, and Ross the Boss, who we don't know where he's from, in P6, and he's corner cutting like an absolute maniac. So yeah, we'll be having to have words and see what the heck's happening with that one. I've no idea how he's joined, but apparently he has. Crystal Catcher in P6, V-Gun in P7, Yarmolenko in P8, Z-Tags in P9, and Yeppo in P10. Even though it says he's P11, he is in P10. And yet Copper, the man who's left the session, so won't be getting any points, but if he had stayed in the session, is at the edge of points. So I'm not quite sure what's happened. Gone on all along here. I think Gimp's at the first lap of the race, so he gets it back into 2 seconds. And I believe he got kicked out in the previous even for unsafe driving. I do remember his name, but I can't remember where from. And if that's the case, then we'll have to see. Because I don't want to make it, because obviously you know, guys, know the way the session's set up, so that if your computer goes wonky or something like that, and you have to restart the game, then you can get in. Obviously, if we don't do that, then we could be down to quite a few drivers, unfortunately. So we'll have to see what is happening with that one. That's very bizarre. And the other way is to check if someone still has them on the friends list. I might still do. I don't know for sure. But yeah, we'll have to work that out some other time. I'll have to see what's happened, and if not, then we'll have to figure something out. But Phil, still comfortably your race leader, 2 seconds. At the moment, he probably isn't worried. He's yeah. That's the thing we could do, Vioxic, but then, like I said, if somebody's computer goes a bit wonky and kicks them out or something, then they can't rejoin, which is just stupid. So it's, you add to one, you take away from another. But, you know, as Phil said, it's the fastest lap of the race, and the gap is now 2.2 seconds. No, there's no password or anything like that, Kip, which is a shame, because that is the best way to do it, I think. Said on Assetto and on Project Cars, it works quite well. So it does. Like I said, I didn't even realise I still have him on my friends list. And even still, he said he knows that we do the league racing on this day, so you'd think if you'd have asked, he probably could have raced. Like, as you can see, we're not full today. But as he's just joined, it's just gonna be one of those things. Yeah, it would be great if we could have a password system for it, but you know what they're like. It's gonna be crap at something anyway, isn't it? And I'm not sure how much I'm gonna play next year's game. I do sort of want to do a career mode on it, but I don't know, to be honest. Like the tree looks good or whatever, but from what I've seen anyway. The classic cars aren't very classic, but there's a couple of cars in there that I think, yeah, I'd like to drive that. I'm a bit sad that there's no 70 cars. Yeah, it is one of those things, Kip. You think about it, what, they've been doing F1 games now. This will be, coming up will be their 8th if you can count 09. But then again, that's on the Wii, and yeah, I mean, even still, it's a good base jumping, so yeah, we'll call it the 8th game they've come out with, and yet there's still stupid things like this. Where, you know, like, there's still some stupid things that is very easily to do. Yeah, it would, like I said, it is good league racing. I just can't really do it on this game. I just don't find it that fun. But yeah, hopefully next game we'll have a few options on it, especially with these classic cars. I really want to do that classic car championship thing, because that just sounds great fun. Fair enough, Kip. That is a good observation. They have had to rewrite the code in that, but even still, you learn from the mistakes. And what, on this current generation, if you want to call that, you've got 2 titles. So on the first one was horrific, and there's still quite a few. 2013 was alright, and then they sort of just went a sideward step for 2014. But it's even still one of those, a contact model in Formula 1. It's so difficult to make it as accurate as it can be, because obviously one tap and you're gone, aren't you? Let's be honest. Said one of the things I don't like about this one is you can basically drive alongside people like a touring car, which to me in F1 shouldn't be the case. So I have seen a few times, you know, you make a mistake and you don't get punished for it. Which, I mean, sometimes it's alright. The thing I didn't like in this one was the old traction thing being a bit wonky. Like I said, you just spam up the gears, basically, was the way to do it, and then you get no, what is it? Doesn't have to be superbly accurate, but yeah, I mean, was it a couple of these where, you know, you've grabbed the wall with the rear tyre? I think in there it should just pull it off instead of spinning you off, if you know what I mean. So the rear of these cars seem to be indestructible. So even in 09, for fuck's sake, they had some sort of rear damage. You'd actually get rear wing damage. Not that the damage model in 09 was very good, but like I said, you did have a little bit of, you know, somebody goes into the back of you. As long as you keep pointing straight, still goes. A battle for 5th apparently, so we'll stop having our conversation. Oh no, that's the wrong way. We've gone the wrong way. Wombo and Rospo, so this is basically a position for nothing. We'll see. I mean, is Rospo even trying to do corners at this point? Said, if somebody wants to message Wombo and tell him don't race him, he's not scoring points, feel free. Same with whoever's in front of him. Because he's just cutting every corner, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I think maybe we can see something go. P5 at this point is just for honour now. Wombo's not going to give up easily. And he's tapped him round. Brilliant. And now, just for our quality of entertainment, let's watch a lap on board Ross the boss. Doesn't actually cut it that time. Fucking hell. That's bad, isn't it, from the game? Because I know we're sort of talking about turning it over to strict. I feel like strict is too strict, and this is just too lenient. It's just ridiculous. There's no like middle ground, is there? Yeah, exactly. So there's no middle ground really that you can get, because I feel like. See, boom. But yeah, I mean, I think strict's the way to go, but I wish there was sort of a middle setting, because I think there is. You're bound to make mistakes. You're bound to go wide or cut a bit of turning a little bit too early. I didn't do many league racing now on 2015, so 2013 even. Madness. We'll have a word and see for the next few races. Next race is Russia, which is also notoriously bad for it. So I'll have to have a look there as well. Yeah, and Gimp's sort of falling behind now, so it's going to be a complete and utter. Let's see where these two. If you keep two wheels on the track, but if you think about how you race, there's always going to be at least a few laps where you run a bit wide or thing. The app one you can get in a set of course is really good, because if you lift off the throttle for a bit, it actually cancels out the track exceeding, and you need to get free to get a drive-through penalty. So I wish there was something like that in it, because, you know. Yeah, the thing is with strict, if you go wider, you do get penalties even still. Like I said, that's why the set one's quite nice, because if you run a bit wide, let off the throttle, lose the time you've gained, come back on track, it'll go. No, you didn't exceed there. Yeah, like I said, I think the final corner at Russia is one, isn't it? I just remember that from one time when I was racing Russia when it first came out, this strict one. I just like put one wheel over and you get about 10 seconds worth of penalties. It's like, whoa. Yeah, like I said, 3 seconds of penalties every race. It just seems a little bit extreme. Because you even see F1 drivers, they always go over a little bit wide. In regular too. Does it, Kip? Oh, I didn't know that, to be fair. Actually, I think I might have done it. Was it in the league race? I think I got a 10-second penalty on it. Except everybody cutting or straight. Yeah, I do agree. I wish, like, you know, I wish there was almost like modding support on this game, so somebody could implement something as good as it is on a Seto. But unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You can't have everything. Yeah, I agree, and it promotes a bit cleaner driving, doesn't it? A bit more professionalism. So we'll have a word at the end of this race and see. Mexico was bad. Yeah, we've sort of 3 coming up now that are notoriously bad for it. Mexico, there was a bit, then this one, and then finally in Russia as well. It's supposed to be a little bit bad for it as well. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens as this race is boring on a little bit now. So we'll go for one, Russia and Canada. Canada, yeah, but I mean I don't think on Canada is actually as bad as people make it out to be. And Canada's all right. Oh, did he? I wonder what that was for. I'll run you through the grid as now. Phil from Gimp, who's fallen back to about 3 seconds behind. From Enigma, from GTX Rage in P4. From our random person who's joined in P5, but he doesn't count for P5. It's Wombo in P5. Crystal Catcher in P6. V6 Gun in P7. Yarmolenko in P8. Z-Tykes in P9. And Yetz Copper in P11, and P10 even. And that is... Oh, Yetz Copper. So we're not actually going to have a P10 this race. So we're not even going to have a 10th place. You see, if one of you guys had just stayed on the course, dilly-dallied along, you'd have a point. Oh dear. But lap 21 of 26 of this enthralling Azerbaijani Grand Prix, it must be said. Way to rub it in, man. Says Kip. Ah well, just an observation. Could have helped your new Ferrari team out a little bit. Yeah, it's one of those, you just take it lap by lap and then all of a sudden it just flies down. So it does when you're racing, but around this track I hate it as well, so it's not that fun. But yeah, what are your sort of guys hoping for 2017 to be sort of fixed or added, if you can say? Said I know about this new career mode thing, which is sort of something that interests me. But it's not the. I mean, in terms of league racing, it's not gonna be that interesting. Like I said, I do want to do a career mode, sort of, just to see what it's like. And then hopefully some of the multiplayer will be good as well, so we can do some of that. Yeah. So Kip says proper matchmaking, so yeah. I mean, basically, I can't even think of a way to do that in this game that'll make it bearable, if you know what I mean. So you could do a ranking system on skill, not on time, though. That has to be the important thing. It's got to be like sort of CS:GO one, not a Call of Duty one where you just get. Yes, you get points for being more points for being more skillful, but if you just play it 24/7, you still get the highest rank or whatever. Ian says track limits, 10 laps online and contact model improvement. Yeah, 10 laps online, 5's enough for me. I've normally lost the plot by then. Track limits, yes, definitely. So they're going to be a big one. And contact model, just where you don't get spin out randomly, I guess. Yeah. Everybody sort of agrees, single player can sort of stay where it is. Obviously we're all league racers, so we're not actually that interested in single player altogether. And Kip says, ratings for P, 1 to 10, penalties, reduce rating. Not a bad shout, yeah. Like I said, and then if you get beaten by somebody who's a bit better than you, you get a little bit less or something like that. Which is good. Should be based on online race results, yeah, definitely. Should all be online. Maybe have some dedicated servers for rent or something. I don't see that happening. I can't see why they'd want that to happen. Or at least maybe a way to host a server 24/7, if you know what I mean, where you can ban people, sort of like that. Sort of like, you know, your ones on Assetto and Project Cars, where they're up at all times, and if you be a dick in them, you can't race in them anymore, or something like that. The F1 grid on the left of the screen when spectating. That would be very nice, Kip, and I think it would make a very good improvement to my ability to realise where everybody is. And it would be quite nice to see all the gaps in all the thing. That was the budget for server. Yeah, that is a fair point. I don't see that as a brake disc there. That's a bit weird. Or a brake drum, probably more than a disc. But yeah, a big budget. They don't have it really, do they? I mean, it's one of those things. There's no other real racing game. How do you say it? Like people you'd want to make the F1 game. Slightly Mad Studios, obviously Project Cars and all that, their games are, I like them because that's where I started league racing in, but they're not the greatest, I'll be honest. They're not the greatest. Can't even remember what we're on about. Ross Boss has finally left, brilliant. Servers are very bad. Pay to play is killing it. What do you mean by that, Vioxx? Yeah, I mean it would be one of those things that personally I would like, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I'm not that bothered about it. But one of us should just buy it. Buy a server. Who's rich? Not me, unfortunately. Set up grid. Yeah, setting up a grid manually, that would be very nice actually. That'd be something I could definitely get behind. Said just as a little bit of a random thing to do, really. In Project Cars, everything felt completely different in steering. Yeah, VR I'd say would be absolutely mad. Be a bit weird. Peer to peer. Oh right, okay, I get you. Not pay to play. I was wondering what you meant then, Vioxx. Yeah, but again, I don't think they'll actually host servers off themselves. Said I think there should be like a lobbying system where you can actually create your own lobby, sort of like I say in your Assettos, in your obviously Assetto has actually Assetto dedicated ones, but excluding them, like obviously PRL have one, so when we're off the league and practice or whatever, that server's still up at that point, so you can come in and practice and your times are saved and all that. Game every year. Yeah, you see, it's an F1 game. I feel like they'll get a new game out every year because obviously it's F1, especially if there's a big rule change or something like that. I don't see them not bringing out a game every year to work on it, which is a sort of a shame. Which, I mean, sort of games like I said, Assetto, obviously the game I play the most in this, that could sort of do because they don't have it all that much. Yeah. That's all we can hope for, really, Kip, is that they just keep improving this one and not go for a big, huge change. Yeah, I mean, Days is probably going to turn like that, and I think Aiden wants a quick run through the grid, so we'll do that for him. Phil from Gimp, from Enigma in P3, from DNTX Rage in P4, from Wombo in P5, from Crystal Catcher in P6, from Ross Boss, who is no longer here and shouldn't have even really joined, let's be honest. In 7th is Vegan. In Yarmolenko is in P8. Z-Tyke's in P10. Looks like he's actually in P9 even. Is under pressure from Yetz Copper, who's not actually a driver, so he's not actually driving, so in theory not. Same game, 15 times the code. Yeah, it's... I mean, FIFA's one of those, isn't it? They sort of ship one out every year because it's because it's FIFA. Like I said, I don't want it turning into this, you know, pay-to-play online. But anyway, Phil comes across the line now. He's doing a bit of a weave. It's a long way. And he now comes down to cross the line in P1 and wins the Azerbaijani Grand Prix. In P2, it is Ian in P3. Oh, says P2 there for Enigma. I think he's P3. I think he's P3, me. So we'll go with him in P3. P4 for DNTX Rage. P5 for Wombo. P6 for Crystal Gatcha. I've no idea. I've lost it now. I always hope someone weaves and crashes out just before the line. You're a horrible person, Vioxic, that's why. Gimp crashed. Maybe, but I didn't see him coming up as a retirement or anything like that. There's only one way to find out in a minute anyway. It's Copper obviously not here, which is... shame. He did apparently, according to Aiden. Did he actually crash? He did! Oh, Gimp! No, you no way! He didn't actually, did he? He did, he's in P6. So it's Phil from Enigma, from DMTX Rage, who gets Toro Rosso's first podium, from Wombo, from Crystal Catcher, from Gimp, who feels like an idiot, I'm sure, in P6. From Nico Hulkenberg in P7, who doesn't score points. Vigon in P7, who is actually in P7. Yarmolenko in P8. Zedtakes in P9, and that's everybody who's finished. You can see there all the dumps. Wow, we'll have to jump into there and find out what the issue with that was. That was crazy. But I hope you all enjoyed. It was a little bit of a boring one, but we were able to have a bit of chat about next year's game and just some random stuff. I've no idea what's happening in the background, so we'll just ignore that fact. But yeah, thank you very much.